Trix.
Wow, everything certainly shines. Well, it ought to. I've been scrubbing and polishing this place since 8 o'clock this morning.
Well, it isn't every night the president of the bus company that Ralph works for pays you a visit. Hey, where is Ralph?
Oh, he's out getting some refreshments for later on.
Oh.
Gee, he really must be excited. Yeah, excited. He went out and had his hair cut today. He took a bath and a shower. And you know he has 2 suits, the blue one and the brown one? Well, he spent the whole day trying first one and then the other. I guess he tried them on about 7 times. And when he finally decided on the blue suit, he had to wear the brown.
Oh.
Well, why couldn't he wear the blue suit? Well, after putting it on and taking it off so many times, it had a shine on the pants.
Oh.
Hey, Alice.
Oh, hi, Ralph.
Here. Put this on the ice.
Champagne? Ralph, have you lost your mind? What did you have to go and buy champagne for?
What do you expect me to give the boss when he gets here? A bottle of no-cal or something?
Caviar.
Give me that.
Did I hear you say caviar? Yeah. Listen, Ralph, this is simply ridiculous.
Will you leave me alone? I know what I'm doing. See, the caviar, the cigars, got the champagne on ice. I hope I didn't forget anything.
There's just one thing missing.
What's that?
Xavier Cugat's orchestra. I'll see you later, Alice.
Okay, Trix.
If that dame thinks she's going to continue to come in here, she better butt out of my business.
Now, listen, Ralph, I don't blame her for saying something. You must have spent a whole week's salary on all of this stuff.
So what? I know what I'm doing. I want to impress the boss. Then when a job comes up down the office, I'll get it. Don't you get the psychology of this thing? He's coming over here, and what do you think he's expecting to get? Some tutti frutti ice cream, maybe a couple of cookies, and maybe some bonbons. But instead, what do I throw at him? Champagne, caviar, and Havana cigars. What do you think he's going to think?
He's going to think you haven't been ringing up all the fares.
Just leave me alone, will you?
Suppose this is your new theory of how to get ahead.
Yes, this is my new theory on how to get ahead. I'm going to get one of those new possessions.
Yeah?
See now. Boy, I can't wait till he gets here.
What good do you think this is going to do, Ralph, spending all this money on caviar and champagne?
What do you mean, what good is it going to do? I'm going to get a raise. That's what good it's going to do.
Ralph, the only way you get a raise is by doing your job properly. Look at a man like Einstein. He didn't have to buy champagne.
Wait a minute, wait. If there's anything I know, it's this. That it's not what you know, it's who you know. Who you know. That's how you get ahead. Look at Einstein. How do you think he got ahead?
I'll tell you how he got ahead. He just happens to be a genius, studied in every university in Europe, happens to be the greatest scientist the world has ever known. How do you think he got there?
I'll tell you how he got there. I'll tell you how he got there. Pull.
Oh, Ralph, if you can say a thing like that, you can say anything. I'm going to go in and fix my makeup.
Well, that's
and
great.
you can fiddle around with your caviar.
Hey, how do you fix this stuff? How do you serve it?
You spread it on the crackers I left out there.
Spread it on crackers. That sounds too stingy. Can't we serve it in a bowl with a spoon?
You don't eat caviar with a spoon. You spread it on crackers like the book says.
All right.
Clear off it all. Boy, you're looking sharp tonight, Ralph. I ain't seen you dressed up like that, so I went to your confirmation. What's that stuff?
It's caviar.
What's that?
Fish eggs.
You better throw it out. It's getting black.
That's its natural color. It's supposed to look like this.
All right. It's good enough for you. It's good enough for me. But if it's such wonderful stuff, what do you put it on those little crackers for? Why don't you put it in a bowl and eat it with a spoon?
What are you, a mental case? Imagine putting caviar in a bowl and eating it with a spoon.
All right. I admit, you know more about that stuff than I do. Boy, oh boy, you're going to a lot of trouble there for your boss, huh?
Hey, you think this is anything? Take a peek in the icebox.
Hey, champagne.
Nothing else, pal.
Boom. Hey, but I'm surprised at you. Look, if you're gonna do this stuff, why don't you do it up right?
What are you talking about?
Look what's on the bottle here, 1939. Why don't you spend a few dollars more, get some of that new 1953 stuff?
1939 was a very good year for wine.
Well, it wasn't a good year for me. That's the year I smashed up my Essex.
Boy, I sure hope I impressed that boss tonight.
Hey, listen. I promised Trixie I was going to take her to the movies. But look, if there's anything I can do, you know, be glad to help.
Oh, no. Go to the movies.
Well, look. I'll stick around. Maybe I can throw a good one.
I insist that you and Trixie go to the movies.
Well, okay, Ralph, but listen. Show the boss the stuff you made him. You deserve the very best. I mean, after all, it's men like you that made America great.
Boy, we're sure going to make a big splash tonight. She's going to love this.
I certainly hope so, Ralph, but and don't get mad, honey, but would you take it a little easy with the champagne, because you know how you get.
What do you mean, you know how I get? When did I ever do anything silly because I had a couple of drinks?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, I want you to answer it. Go ahead.
All right, I'll answer it. How about the bus driver's ball last year? The first thing I knew, you had a tablecloth wrapped all around you, a lampshade on your head, and a floral wreath draped around your neck.
That had nothing to do with drinking. I was just trying to win first prize in the most unusual costume thing in the ball.
That's just what I mean. It wasn't a costume party.
Well, don't worry. I can handle my liquor. Boy, I can't wait till he gets here. Oh, Norton's going to the movies with Trixie.
Yeah? Well, what about it?
Well, that's a break for me.
How?
Well, you don't think I want Norton around when my boss is here, do you?
Ralph, that's not a very nice thing to say about your best friend. I want to tell you something. Ed Norton would go to the end of the earth for you.
I don't want him to go to the ends of the earth for me. All I want him to do is to go to Lowe's Pitkin.
Oh, honestly, Ralph, sometimes the things that you...
That's the boss.
Well, open the door.
No, don't open it yet. You open it. Wait till I sit down with the magazine, casual style.
Now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Ralphie boy.
What do you want?
Well, I surprised you. I didn't mean to. Look, Trixie's downstairs waiting for me, see? You know, we're going to the movies.
Well, what are you doing up here if she's downstairs waiting for you?
Well, that's what I come up to talk to you about. Look, we got all dressed and ready to go to the movies, and I found out I didn't have any money. So I figured, you know, if you could give me back that $1.50 that you owe me, then I'd pay for the movies.
I haven't got a cent. I spent everything for this stuff.
Wait a minute, Ed. I'll see if I have some money. Oh, here, I got $1. Maybe we can make it here. $1, 10, 15.
I don't like to be a burden, you know that.
25. That's $1.25.
No, thanks very much, but still a quarter short.
Well, we haven't got any more money.
Well, look, I'll go down and get Trixie. We don't have to go to the movies.
Look, I'll find a quarter someplace.
Mrs. Kramden?
Yes, come in, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you.
And take your hat. Yeah. I'd like you to meet Ed Norton. This is our neighbor upstairs.
How do you do, Mr. Norton? How do you do, Mr. Marshall? I feel like I'm shaking hands with an old friend. I've been riding your buses for many years.
Mr. Marshall, won't you sit down?
Why, we haven't got a quarter in the world! Mr. Marshall! How are you?
Well, Kramden, how are you?
Certainly, it's nice to see you, Mr. Marshall. Have you met him?
Oh, yes, I've met Mr. Norton and your wife. You know, there's something that always interests me. Where did you two meet?
In a snooker parlor on 9th Avenue.
Pardon me. He don't mean you and I. He means my wife and me.
Yes.
Sit right down, please.
Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry that you have to run along now.
I can't go now, you know. I need, you know.
It sure is nice to have you here. Get him a quarter. No, Mr. Norton is my best friend.
Oh, yes. Why, what line of business are you in, Mr. Norton?
He works for the city.
Yeah, I work with the sewer.
Well, that's interesting. I've never known anybody in that line. How did you ever get a job in the sewer?
Oh, just lucky, I guess.
Here's a quarter. Get me the papers on the way back from the movie.
Oh, I get you the papers, yeah. Well, Mr. Marshall, very nice talking to you. I like to leave you a little parting thought. I know that you got some very good men in your company, but I want to say that when they made Ralph Kramden here, they threw away the mold. Arrivederci.
Nice fellow, that Norton. Well, here we are.
Yeah, let's all sit down.
Yeah, you know, it means a lot to me being here in your house, Kramden. You know, it's important to me. I feel that a boss should get to know his workers, and his workers should get to know the boss.
Yes, sir.
Why, right outside of my office, I have what I call a complaint box. It's there for any of the men who might have a little complaint to make about how I run the business, or even a personal complaint against me. Just write it down and drop it in the box. What about you, Ralph? Have you ever dropped anything in the box?
Well, I was going to last week, but it was full. How about a little champagne to wash it down?
Well,
There you are.
well, here's hoping you stay with the company a long time, Kramden.
You can say that again, Mr. Marshall.
Well, just look at the time. You know, I'd love to stay a little longer, but I must get on to another appointment.
Oh, that's too bad, Mr. Marshall.
No, I don't know when I've enjoyed anything as much as this, and I feel as though we've accomplished something in a business way, too. How long have you been with the company?
9 years, Mr. Marshall.
What's your salary?
$62 a week.
Oh. Kramden, I want you in my office tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock sharp.
Yes, sir.
My board of directors will be there. You know, they've been talking about raising some of the men's salaries, you understand?
Yes, sir, Mr. Marshall.
And I want you right there when I tell them how well a man like you can get along on $45 a week. Well, goodbye, Mrs. Kramden. Thanks for everything. See you at 10, Ralph.
Yes, Mr. Marshall.
Oh, by the way, do you mind if I take a couple for the road?
Load up. Boy, what a bum. Comes in here, eats up all the food, smokes my hard-earned cigars. And he's got the nerve to tell him that I can get along on $45 a week. Get 62? Sure, I get 62. Then they take a couple, and I got 45. I can't afford this kind of stuff on $45. He should know that. Gee, honey, I could have done a lot more with the dough for you, instead of spending it on champagne and caviar and cigars. I'm a mopes. You think we could sit down and drink it up and eat it?
I don't want a cigar, but I'd love some caviar.
Baby, you are the greatest.